I am the Esoteric Nashvillian. This is, the reading is for the retrograde season. Starting April 29th, Pluto went retrograde, and on Monday, May 11th, Saturn went retrograde. May 13th, Venus went retrograde, and on excuse me, May 14th, Jupiter is going to go retrograde. This retrograde season is really going to impact, I'm not going to take that, is really going to impact not mutable signs, cardinal signs. However, there's going to be some heavy mutable energy that's going to be influencing this retrograde period. Venus is retrograding in Gemini, which is a mutable sign, but the cardinal energies are going to have a really hard time. When Jupiter goes retrograde, it really can give us a lot of enthusiasm. It really can make us reevaluate our core beliefs and goals. We can be very confident. It also puts us in a period of needing to expand our higher knowledge, gain a certification. There is a need to observe the seeds that have sprouted, what is needed for the seeds to continue to grow, and also to be able to give them the space to grow. It's going to be a time where we need to stay consistent and maintain our goals and trust the process and stick with our plans. It may really feel like things are just slowing down. Saturn retrograde can be pretty disruptive from my personal experience. I, excuse me, was this time last year when Saturn went retrograde, I had several things in my day-to-day life just completely change. Very unexpectedly. However, I say unexpectedly, I received a lot of synchronicities and signs or indications that I needed to make a change, I needed to make a move, I needed to do something. And when that retrograde season started, it kind of was done for me, and it was put in a position to scramble a little bit. It's also a heavy karmic period. Things can come back from the past. What we have not mastered on a soul, mental, or spiritual level will come back to us until we have mastered it. I don't necessarily believe the universe tests us. It's a process. It takes time to experience life and integrate those experiences and being able to reflect and be aware of what you can gain from it. Pluto retrograding, I remember last year when I experienced it, there was just a lot of things that just kind of disappeared from my life. And some of it was my own doing, some of it was a heavy shedding of skin. It was a time to evolve. It was time to leave parts of myself behind or disengage with ideas about myself. When Venus retrogrades, the way I experience it, it is definitely more with aesthetic. I have heavy Taurus placements. My sun's in Taurus and my Mercury is in Taurus. And Venus rules Taurus and Libra, and I find it's a lot more with aesthetic. I tend to want to make a change in my appearance. It's definitely not, I wouldn't say it's a terrible time to get into a relationship, but I would not suggest rushing into anything. I find retrograde periods can kind of skew our perception because it's a more inward energy and it's a more reflective on the past. Retrogrades are not necessarily scary. They're a great opportunity to kind of go back to the drawing board on some things and figure out what we need to do next. Another thing I wanted to point out that I've noticed for myself specifically, if you're sensitive to energy, work with energy in whatever capacity as a reader, or if you are just sensitive to spirit or energy, I find during Pluto retrograde or Scorpio season, or periods the veil is thin and with an element of the past, I tend to notice heightened paranormal activity. There's also another reader that I followed for a while on YouTube. I'm going to post a link to a reading she did about parasitic energy. I don't want to spend a lot of time in getting into my theories about ghosts. That's or ghosts or spirits or energy and what all that means in my personal interpretation and my experience with it. That's a topic for another video. However, I have experienced some things recently that I haven't experienced in a long time. And if you are a Taurus, an Aries, or a Gemini, or a Capricorn, this could be a period of major culmination and major success and also major loss. And with those periods of culmination, the sun can shine on strength and weakness. And I find in those periods with great success, sometimes there's a negative aspect there of envy and jealousy or of loss. There's a great sense of community that might come out of it. I find in Pluto retrograde periods and combined with Saturn retrograde periods, there is a level of balancing out karma. I believe that would extend to multiple timelines of consciousness and not just including this plane. So if you are aware of that, this would be a really important time to ground yourself and cleanse your space. And cleaning can just be decluttering. Sage your home, just wash the floors, spend time in nature and in water, and take care of yourself. Self-care can look like a million different things to a million different people, but self-care really is living the life that you want to live and that you don't have to make excuses or escape from. Okay. There is a major sense of needing clarity here. The forest speaks of not seeing the full picture, things being obscured. And the owl also can speak of something that's ominous, that's kind of what was on the bottom, the underlying energy. I'm feeling there's almost just this level of confusion that is needing maybe for you to just disengage with it. It's needing a shift in perspective. Something needs to change, and this heavily speaks to scorpionic Pluto energy of death and rebirth. When a moth goes into a chrysalis and comes out this beautiful being, it completely eviscerates and becomes something completely new. However, the moth retains the muscle memory and the neurological memory from this state, even though in the chrysalis, the larva basically becomes nothing. It becomes eviscerated. And the cup and well is very much about water energy. The well can be deep connection. It's deep. It can be something that's just deep emotion, something that you are deeply connected to. This also can be, this is heavy water energy. You could be dealing with somebody that is a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or it could just mean that this is something that is very emotional for you. And there's an extension. There's an olive branch. There's an emotional offering. There's something that comes in that gives you the insight that you need to go through this metamorphosis. I also am feeling like check your Virgo placements, because I feel like an area that Venus is shining a light on in this retrograde season is areas that we're doing the most. And Virgo energy can be a very heavily people-pleasing energy. If you have heavy Virgo placements, you may be realizing where you're giving too much, you're doing too much. Or this also could be advice that if you have been too uncompromising, too rigid, unwilling to conceive of a different approach or someone else's feelings, I feel this is a major call to shift your perspective and come from, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Onward, but your heart spire. Sometimes the need to be right is not as powerful as the need to connect to another's humanity or be appreciative of our humanity. But there's a level of, there's something that's disruptive, or this is an omen, kind of what I was talking about with Saturn retrograde and what I experienced, that something is definitely going to shift for you to go through this metamorphosis, that you have been getting signs and signals and messages one way or another about what is happening and what you feel that you are not clear on. And I think a lot of what is making it difficult to make a change, make a decision, or whatever shift is needed here, decision that's needed here, action, is that it's something that you really care about. This could be a long-standing career. This could be a long-standing relationship. This could be a long-standing friendship. This could be a long-standing idea or philosophy. And you are realizing that this isn't working for me. It could be something that you never imagined not ever being in your life. And this is a time to really make those types of changes. I'm going to just get a few tarot cards on this. I'm curious what the forest is, what the confusion is. I'm also feeling a heavy sense of you really need to nourish your own cup right now. Okay. Hierophant. Wow, this is heavy. This is making a commitment, or this is about a commitment. It could be about a marriage. It could be about a Taurus. Okay, these jumped out. Okay, this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is about going back to school. This is about putting in work. This is about putting in investment. This definitely speaks to Jupiter retrograde energy. What do I need to learn? What skill do I need to obtain to expand for my overall commitment to my overall goal here, to the overall end goal that I have? And then we have the Five of Cups, which the Five of Cups is about looking back to the past. It's about focusing on, in the traditional tarot deck, you see the you see a person with their back turned, and there's 2 cups standing and there's 3 spilled. And one of the main points of that energy, or one of the main archetypes of that energy, is that you're focusing on what's spilled and what's not, what's gone or what's no more. You're looking back to the past, and then that I mean, that's heavy retrograde energy in and of itself. However, there's a choice here. There's a choice of grieving the past. Yeah, but it's really hard to acknowledge that things are just not the way that they used to be, and they never will be the way they used to be. And maybe the way they used to be was never really real to begin with. But you can either focus on that, or investing in what cups have remained, what doors are opening for you, what successes you are experiencing. Okay, I just want one more card. There may be a need to just kind of redirect here and get some clarity. Maybe go for a hike if you can. Maybe lay outside in the sunshine if the weather is good. Take a bath. Get out of your head. Oh, okay. Okay, this is the Three of Wands. This is about expansion. This is about expanding, looking ahead and planning. And 3 is also a very communal energy. It's about working with other people. And this is about, okay, I need to figure out how to work with other people. I need to expand. I need to extend my energy to others. The Emperor can represent an Aries. The Emperor is somebody that rules empires, is somebody that gets things done. They're in control. This could be about an Aries. Maybe you are considering partnering up with an Aries, or you're considering some kind of business venture with an Aries, or there's something that didn't work out in the past with an Aries that's clouding your judgment, or seeing a situation clearly, and what you need to learn more and expand your perspective and consider working with others and partnering up. And also, I feel this is also a message to take control. If you're letting someone else cloud your judgment, if you're letting someone else kind of convince you of something that you don't believe in your heart is true, or if you're letting kind of silly things hold you back, or needing to feel approval, this is a sign that to take control of it. Your idea isn't wrong. You're doing the right thing. And then this is the Chariot. I mean, I feel like this could heavily speak to a work or serious relationship. This is about the major directory of your life, and I'm getting a sense that you understand that the commitment you're about to make, the commitment you're about to walk away from, a commitment to a way of thinking, a lifestyle, what is becoming clear to you in the actions that you need to take and where you need to get control. It's going to change the trajectory of your life and really get you to a place of blossoming abundance. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. There could be a Capricorn energy that's heavily influencing this. This also can be about fear. It can be about feeling chained and bound to something, and that energy is an illusion. We are the masters of our own destiny. the end of the day, you don't owe anybody anything. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And I hope this was helpful. This Mercury retrograde season, I mostly talked about the retrogrades occurring in May. However, there is also Mercury is going to go retrograde in mid-June. So that's also, I don't know the date at the moment, but it's going to be going into a pre-shadow phase. So there's going to be some aspects of miscommunication that could bring about situations of needing to make some departures and shift a perspective. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I really appreciate it. Check out my blog. I also have related social media accounts. And yeah, have a great day.